Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Now, this morning we started talking about the government shutdown. Now, there's another thing that's going on that's tied in with everything else that's going on as well. And I'm hearing a lot about it today. And I looked into it, and something was shared to me by my mother through Twitter. I brought the article out, I'll copy and paste it, but it's talking about this FISA memo. Again, I apologize. I didn't know nothing about this. But after reading a little bit about it, we're kind of learning about what's going on in the background here. And for the ones of you guys that don't know what FISA is, it's basically a federal program that allows them to collect information without obtaining a warrant. Again, we've seen this off in the past. Look at Snowden back there in Russia. You know, he tried to leak out President Obama's wrongdoings with spying on people, you know, through the internet, Facebook, all this. If you guys watched the Snowden movie that they made, it shows everything about what was going on, and they protected it with the FISA Act. Well, no doubt, they're talking about this explosive FISA memo that they're asking to be released. Okay, it's a 4-page, I've heard it's a 4-page memo. One of the lawmakers asking for it to be exposed, for it to come out publicly, is saying that when you start reading this, you automatically start thinking of KGB agents, and you're really questioning yourself, is this really what's going on here in America? Okay, so with all that's coming out, this article come out and said that there's an ex-Secret Service agent that's warning that this FISA memo is so devastating it could expose Obama once and for all. And it would crush Robert Mueller's Russia probe investigation once and for all. Again, this is something, if it's true, major. No doubt, you know, with everything that we hear what's going on, how the Democrats are forcing the idea of a government shutdown here in America, and Trump's fighting it again. You know, now that the Republicans have this memo, I don't know if they're trying to hold this memo hostage against the Democrats to pass this bill. And if the Democrats don't pass the bill, could we see the exposure of this memo? And here's what this article is saying that could tie a lot of things into place, or a lot of conspiracies, or, you know, a lot of things that could happen. And again, let's go ahead and hop into this. It's a very short article, you know, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But lawmakers from Republican Matt Gaetz, Republican from Florida, and Republican Lee Zelder from New York have called for the classified memo immediate release. According to Fox News contributor Sarah Carter, the contents of the memo are so explosive that it could end Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe once and for all. Former Secret Service agent Don Bongino warned the release of the FISA report will destroy the image of his former boss, Barack Obama. And he says, take it to the bank. The FBI and FISA documents are devastating for the Democrats. So, there's been a lot of talk, okay? And there's a lot of people talking. Mainstream, social media, truthers on YouTube, you know, Patreon. There's a lot going on in the deep state, guys. The deep state. If you guys have not really paid attention to, like I haven't really talked about it here on this channel, but if you really paid attention to Q and on BP Earthwatch, you know, Lieutenant Colonel Ray Potter, they go really in deep with what's going on in the deep state. Now, QAnon's talking about how they were, I just recently just read this, how they were talking about bomb shelters and going in without cell phones and stuff like that. Sort of like a government shutdown, but also national security being taken, you know, with these documents. I'm wondering if the Democrats don't pass this bill, if this memo would be released. Me personally, even if it gets passed or not, I think the memo should come out. I mean, expose the corruption. But I'm just wondering if the Republicans are holding this hostage above the Democrats' heads to push this bill through. Because no doubt with the Democrats, it's saying that it's devastating to the Democrats. I'm wondering who's all going to be affected by this. And no doubt, President Barack Obama, this is saying that it would end his legacy. And a lot of people, if you believe in the deep state theories, truly believe that Barack Obama is the president of the deep state. You know, it's all part of the deep state takedown. And then also at the same time, you know, conspiracy theories, and I said this in my last video, you know, that I believe that Russia's spy ship is here, you know, annually every year, you know, doing a routine check, but also with everything that now is coming out, you know, conspiracy theories are really putting a tie to it, saying that it could very well be that Russia's here to keep an eye out on President Trump, to help him in a government takedown. I don't know, guys. It's just a theory. I have nothing I could bring up to you guys, but that's what's being talked about. And we can only ask the question, what's next? So I'll post this article, and if anyone has any more information on FISA Act or the memo, please comment in the description or hit me up on Facebook on my profile. I'll share the link to that as well. No doubt this is something interesting to keep an eye out on. FISA memo to be released. Could be devastating to Democrats. Could really show a lot of dirty works within the program. Alright, guys. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys in a little bit.